Hello again, I'm back. It's the end of week 1. If you're watching this on Instagram, you're going to need to hit that button for Instagram TV. If it's Facebook or YouTube, just ignore what I said because it's meaningless. Anyway, I thought we should have an update. So as you can see, things are starting to appear. It's been a bit easier now because I've had a haircut, so there's less hair on the face and it's a bit more obvious. But I did cock up, and on day 2 I had a shave right here. So I'm 1 day behind, but hopefully we will have something substantial because we've still got time. I want to throw a big thank you to everyone who's watched this. There's over 1,000 of you, be it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my website. Especially those that have engaged me privately or publicly, those who have donated, and those that have said they're going to listen and they're really behind the cause. And I'm here for listening, and listening's what it is. And once again, I'm taking your attention for a few minutes. Hopefully this won't be as long as the last one. One thing I didn't talk about on the previous video was my own mental health. I have struggled. I'm not afraid to admit I've had dark moments. I've had flashbacks. There's been times that I've genuinely feared for my own life, even though nothing was wrong. Now, a while back, and we're probably talking 10 years or more, I was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I'm happy to say if I was to look back at the last 10 years, I can see how I've progressed, how I've moved forward, developed as a human, as a person, as James, as Chuck, as some of you may know. And there were some times I really did struggle, and there is no simple "you're fixed." This is an ongoing thing for life. There is no cure. You can come up with coping strategies, you can come to terms with the reasons why you think a certain way, and with time, yes, you can alter and modify how you think about certain things, but also the situations you put yourself into. It's not simply a case of going, I listen to A, I do B, and there's a result. If you're someone who really does suffer in certain ways, you don't have to put yourself in those situations that are going to trigger you. But I am thankful that if I look back at where things were to where things are now, things are considerably different. I'm going to break down all 3 of the subjects and quickly relate them to myself, and we can then look through how things have progressed. Depression. When I first left home in 2012, there were times that I wouldn't open the curtains. I'd keep the curtains shut for 3 days. The lights would be off. I'd be paralysed to the sofa, living on it. I wouldn't interact with anyone. I'd be in my own safe space. But that also meant I wasn't really feeling anything. For someone who, as you all know, likes to be outside, likes to be in the mountains, riding bikes, running, whatever it is, that's really out of character for me. But no one knew. I hid it. And to this day, I don't really meet up with people outside of work, at weekends. Even at events I'm running at, shooting at, just general life. I do isolate myself quite a lot. I do hide things. Anxiety. Specifically social anxiety. Now, there's a very good reason you don't see me at parties, social gatherings, meals, all manner of group activities. I really struggle with people. When I first moved down to Milton Keynes in 2012, I'd food shop at midnight with my headphones in, looking ahead at the floor. I avoided human interaction as much as I could. To this day, if I'm walking down the street, I would generally be staring at the floor. I won't look at you directly in the eye. Life's taught me good things don't come from that. At its worst, I've run home at full tilt, just absolutely sprinting home. My heart going, adrenaline dumping through my body, fumbling for my keys, trying to get it in because I'm convinced someone's going to cave my head in. There was no one even on the street. There was no one there. There was no threat. But mentally, something had triggered it. Something had created the perception of imminent danger. Thankfully, my mind no longer does that, as it was really stressful and quite inconvenient a lot of the time. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, it's rare these days that I knowingly suffer from it. But for a long time I had flashbacks, whether it was a TV show, a movie, something someone said that triggered a memory from my childhood from a beating. At their worst, I didn't feel safe. I'd be hyperventilating again, wrapped up in my own fear, adrenaline rushing, fearing for my life. I'd be reduced to tears, and I'd be exhausted afterwards. Combine all three and you have a really isolated lifestyle, each one forcing a chain reaction, causing you to do what you can to avoid others, and in that avoid help. It keeps you quiet. As much good has come from trying to destigmatise mental health and the fact the majority of us will suffer from some form of mental health issue or crisis in our life, I do still feel at times it's being trivialised. Smile. Cheer up. You've got no reason to be sad. They're phrases that do far more damage than you can ever realise. They aren't benefiting the person who's suffering. All they're doing is proving that you or someone else really doesn't understand them and doesn't understand what they're going through. To everyone that's listened to someone in this past week, thank you.